Hey guys, welcome to April's Mentorship 1.0. We are so excited for this mentorship for this month in particular because we actually have created what we think is going to be very specific and very deliberate tips and training to kick off every call this month. So just so you have kind of a big picture view, we know many of you are here because you're trying to hit the very first rank in your business, which is silver, or you've hit silver and now you want to hit senior silver. And so we got together, literally took time from our families to go meet halfway, spent the night at an Airbnb and created a curriculum that we thought, if we were in your shoes, trying to go silver or senior silver, what would we need to know and what would we not need to know yet? And so we created a curriculum that I think is going to be very, very helpful, condensed into a 4-week mentorship program. So when you show up on Mondays at 8, what you can expect from us is deliberate training for the first 20-ish minutes, we think. And then we're going to open it up the rest of the call for feedback on the action that you're taking. So many of you are using the text to earn text system to go silver, or if you've already gone silver, you're kind of working through the guides in the mentorship. And as you're taking action, it's normal to have questions or confusion or fear or just kind of needing clarity or feedback. And so what we want for the second half of the call every Monday is for you to have an opportunity to get that feedback from people who are where you hope to be one day. So that's kind of the idea for what these calls look like. And so I'm going to kick us off tonight with a focus on what does it look like to engage in sales conversations. When you decided that you wanted to make money with Plexus, what you said is, hey, listen, I want to learn how to become a professional Plexus salesperson. I want to learn how to talk to people confidently about what I'm excited about in my product journey in a way that would make them want to take a look for themselves, in a way that would feel intriguing and exciting for them to also engage in the process of looking at Plexus for products. And so we want to just kind of help you get comfortable in that process. So what I want to show you quickly is what we created a couple of months ago to walk you through conversations. So at this point, without sounding totally braggadocious, I think I have mastered what it looks like to market and sell our products well. I feel very confident talking to a total stranger about how I can, solve problems for them in their health, and then getting them through the process to the point of they're like, take my money, I want what you have. And I think all of you would say, hey, I want to get to that point. I want to get to that point where I can feel confident. I can introduce Plexus, follow the flow of sales, and then close the deal, right? Anybody want to get confident at that? Okay, so I put together this book with the help of some of my friends called the Confident Conversation Guide. And I'm going to show it to you briefly, but it is in the Mentorship Facebook group. Okay, so there's a Plexus Freedom Team mentorship group, and in guide number 2 is where you can find this Confident Conversation Guide. If you need help locating it, ask somebody, we will help you. But I'm going to share my screen. Maybe, let's see, share my screen right there. And I will show you the Confident Conversation Guide. Okay, Brittany, can y'all see this? Yes, okay. So it's very pretty, but let's get to what's going to help you make money. All right. So in the Confident Conversation Guide, you could literally print it off and it could be your sales Bible. I'm not even kidding. It tells you how to post and then what to do if somebody comments or likes it. And you're going to see screenshots in here from actual conversations that I have used. So someone liked my comment. And so here's what I reached out and said to them. Thank you for liking my comment. I'm super excited to be getting started. I'm not going to sit here and read this to you guys because I want to get to what we need to get to, but print this out because it will help you know what to say. You can look at what I've said. Nowadays, you can even take a picture with your phone and it will copy the text and then you can edit it to make it sound like you. But every page in this guide is designed to help somebody get further through the process. So when someone comments, it tells you to reply to the post right away that you're going to send them a message. What do you do if they like it? It tells you that here. Okay. Now, here is where most of you are at right now. You're like, okay, I'm willing to talk to someone about plexus, but what do I say? Like, I'll do it, but what do I say? And so here's just kind of a formula that we came up with. And you guys, I am 8 years into building this, and this is still the formula that I use. Now, I might tweak it depending on if this is a follow-up or whatever, but basically the formula is, I'm excited about this because it's going to help me with this and this. Thought about you because, why did you think about them? Is it a mom from the soccer team? Okay, I thought about you because you're busy chasing your kids around all over town too. Thought about you because you're dedicated and at the gym as often as I am. I thought about you because we share the same internist doctor, and I obviously know you have some struggles I have. Thought about you because we sit in the teacher's lounge together and I hear you complaining about your stomach. Why did you think of them? This shows that you're not copying and pasting the same generic message 100 times. This shows that I stopped, I thought about you specifically, and here's why I thought of you. Would you be open to taking a look at what I'm excited about? And you guys, when you use this formula that forces you to think about them, it takes away any opportunity for you to feel slimy or salesy or gross, which is what none of us want to feel. We start to feel that way if and only if what we want matters most. Now, it's okay to want to make money here. Listen, I'm a type 3. I want to make all the monies. But it's also important that I'm focused on what other people want. And so this allows me to do that. I thought about you because. And then you'll even find in this conversation guide, you guys, what normal expectations. I love when I started doing this, that Brittany would say, that's normal. You messaged 10 people and 1 responded. That's normal. That makes you normal. That's an average response rate. And so we thought it was important to include some expectations in here also. All right. You'll see based off of the relationship with them, different examples of how you can start conversations. And you guys, I know right now you're brand new. And the idea that one day somebody might join you to build a business feels like step 10 and you're on step 1. But just know the first time someone's open to making money with you, you can hand them this resource as well and say, this is how I learned. This is going to help us know how to help you start talking to people. So that's another reason to use this tool. I could call each of you on the phone and give you all my best sales tips, but it's important that whatever I'm doing, you be able to duplicate. And then whatever you're learning, someone else should be able to learn too. So that's kind of why we compiled it here. Okay. After they respond, it tells you how to take them through the next step. So if somebody says, yeah, I'm open to checking it out, instead of spouting off everything that you've learned in the last week or 2 about plexus, we guide you with what to say, what questions to ask. Hang on 1 second. You guys. Okay, it tells you exactly what questions to ask. It kind of guides the conversation. And so what I would challenge you to do is read through this conversation guide so that at each point of the conversation, you know kind of what would be best practices. Sometimes we'll look at the first tip of advice or whatever, and then someone will say, yeah, I'm open to checking it out. And then we forget to come back here and let this guide us. But there's a reason that this is systematic. And it's like, again, so that you can learn the process and then someone else can learn the process. So print this out. All right, this just takes you through the whole flow. And I'm not spending a lot of time here because I'm going to show you guys some examples of actual conversations in just a minute. It tells you what to do next. If someone's not open, I think sometimes the fear that someone might not be open can kind of slow us down in our efforts. And you guys, listen, there are going to be people who aren't open. There are going to be people who say, no, thank you. We say no thank you to a lot of things all day long. Think about it. If you're going out to dinner, you pass 9 restaurants that are no thank yous on the way to the restaurant that is a yes, please. But some days, those restaurants that you passed originally, you might visit. So just because someone's a no thank you right now doesn't mean that they're going to be a no thank you always. Almost always, if you follow up effectively, they come around. almost always. And so this tells you exactly how to do that, when to do that. So be sure to read through that. All right. Something else that we're going to talk about more in depth next week is objections. As you're inviting someone to take a look at your products, as you're sharing information and building their belief, as you're sharing cost, you're going to run into people that have objections. And that is so normal. And we want you to know how to overcome them. And so we teach you the formula, feel, felt, found, and it walks you through exactly how to do that. I understand that you feel like Plexus is an investment that is, it's going to take money out of your budget. I understand that you feel that way. I felt the same way as a teacher who got paid once a month. What I found was if I eliminated the vending machine visits and the daily convenience store stops, I actually could afford the $4 a day necessary to invest in my wellness. Do you think there are things that you could cut out that you probably wouldn't even miss? So these are just kind of at this point automatic in my brain, but y'all, it's because I've practiced them millions of times. So again, I give you the best ways that I can handle objections in this book. So print it out. Wonder how many times I'm going to say print this out tonight. Print it out. I go through some of the common objections with you on here. And what I hope you know as you're looking at this conversation guide is that no matter what responses you're getting currently, it's normal. It's normal. The only thing we can do is become the best we can be at inviting someone to take a look. And even when you're stellar at it, there's still going to be people who have objections, are not ready, say no, thank you. And that is normal. Okay. All right. So you get the gist. Come in here, print out your confident conversation guide. Can we all agree that we need that? Yes. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to show you in just a second, before we get into the feedback, kind of the different parts of a conversation. And then I've grabbed some screenshots from actual people that enrolled last month or within the last couple of months to show you each part of the process. So I wanted you to just kind of see it in action, but also remember each step. So let me show you that. Everybody still there? Everybody alive and well? Okay, good. All right. All right, let me move myself out of the way. All right, so what makes a good conversation? I'm going to tell you. So glad that you asked. Number one, building rapport. Please, 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 please don't forget this. It's only 1 or 2 sentences needed, but you got to have it. So connect on a personal level. You'll see a couple of examples, and it's just a little bit. Hey, Patty, so sorry since I've let so much time pass since I followed up. Did you guys have a great Valentine's Day? Ours was very relaxing. So it's just a matter of saying, hey, I know that outside of the Plexus world, there's other things going on. So let me take a second to spend some time there.
You're not presenting.
Well, that's unfortunate. Why? Your screen sharing is paused. All right, let me figure out why. Let's try one more again. How about now? Okay, as I was saying, build rapport.
It's just not in full screen. I don't know if you want it in full screen. I mean, we can see that screenshot, that build rapport screen. There you go.
Okay. All right, so you'll see the first one on the left is where I connected about Valentine's Day. It's basically a pause before you get to what you want. So, hey, Brittany, happy Wednesday. So sorry I've let so much time pass since I followed up. I love following your sweet family. The next line on that one said, I can't believe how big the kids are getting. This one, hey, Sissy, thanks for commenting on my post. I'm definitely cheering you on toward your weight loss goals. I had gone to her Facebook page, saw that she had just announced she had some big weight loss goals. And so I just wanted her to know, I see you. I see you. And so that's for all 3 people. Instead of showing up and saying, hey, I'm here because I want something. I want to show up and say, hey, I hear you. I see you. I want to be friends with you. And because I want to be friends with you, I have something I think you might be interested in. So take the time to build rapport. It's so important to call them by name. Guys, we don't really want to use the hey girls. We really want to take a second and connect and use their name. Okay, the next thing we want to do when somebody says, I'm open, you want to ask about their health goals every single time, even if they come to you and say, hey, I want that reset you're posting about. Hey, I want to try the pink drink. Hey, my friend told me that y'all have sleep gummies. Let me get that. No matter what they come to you and say that they want, if they're showing an openness in any way, you're going to kind of take control of the conversation and say, hey, thanks for reaching out. I'm so excited for you to learn more. Are there some specific health goals you're working on? I've probably asked that question 10,000 times in my life. Are there any health goals you're working on? You'll see the second screenshot. Hey girl, I'm interested in trying the reset. And I'll say, okay, perfect. Well, I can help you get it for free, which was last month. I said, may I ask your current health goals? I know she thinks she wants the reset, but I know more. And based off of what her goals are, I might need to make a different product recommendation. Or this friend on here, she had popped in, we had been talking back and forth about life. And then she tells me, hey, I think I want to take a look at this plexus thing you're about. And I'm like, cool, love to help. Tell me more. How much weight are you wanting to lose? How's your sleep? How's your digestive issues? I'm super excited to help you. So always taking the time to pause and get them to think, what are their health goals? But then ask clarifying questions. They're going to tell you one health goal. Almost always, they're going to say, well, I'm tired of struggling with blank. And what you want to do right here is ask another question to expand their view of what our products can help with. They think our products can help them with weight loss. We want to expand. They think our products can help them with digestive issues. We want to expand. They think that our products can help them with energy. We want to expand. So we're trying to grow the scope of what they know our products can do. So this lady right here, she was telling me that she wanted to lose 30 to 40 pounds. She's always carried extra weight. And you see, I'll say, okay, well, in addition to that, how are your energy levels? I can't see the rest of the screenshot. But I'm asking other questions. You can see that. The girl on the top where she said, what are your health goals? She said, my goal is to, feel better, lose weight. I put on more weight than ever. Okay. How much weight do you need to lose? How are your energy levels? What's up with your digestive issues? Like, I'm just going to keep asking questions to get them to talk and share more. People will feel like you care about them so much more when they're able to share with you what's on their heart. They don't want to feel hurried through the process. Oh, you want to lose weight? Okay, here's what you need. Move on. Like, they want to lose weight. Why? What's that extra weight costing them? How do they wish they could feel in their life that they don't currently feel? Okay. And then once they have shared multiple things, then you want to use a product tool. So over here in this one where you see I sent a video, I connected about what she had said. She had a toddler, sleeps hard. So I'm just connecting like, girl, preach about that toddler making sleep hard, relatable. Okay, well, everything that you mentioned, because she had mentioned at that point, weight loss, energy, digestive problems, hormones, everything. So I'm like, cool, all of that is gut health related. And I'm going to drop a video here that will explain exactly how I can help. Would love to hear your thoughts when you get a chance to watch. Okay, there's the video link. Okay, sometimes a tool will look like a testimonial. If somebody is not quite ready and I've already shared a video, I'll pop back in and say, hey, I read this testimonial today, made me think of you, wanted to see what your thoughts were on it. So just using some sort of tool. The point here is I could go in there and in a voice message, tell them everything Emily is saying in this video. I could be the expert. But the problem with that is I want this person, when she joins me, to be able to tell her friend about using Plexus to help her. And my new person's not going to be able to regurgitate that information, but she will be able to send a video if I have sent her a video. She will be able to send a testimony if I send her a testimony. So again, I'm trying to remove anything that I would have to do personally in lieu of something that they would be able to use in the future themselves. Okay, now this is a big one. I only ever share cost after they have been educated. Even if they come to me and say, hey, I want that pink drink that I see you talking about. What does it cost? I will literally circumvent the question and say, well, that depends on which products we decide you need to go with. What are your main health goals? And I'll start back at the very beginning. So I only ever share the cost after they've been educated and they have decided what I shared with them is what they need. So you see up here, she said, okay, that sounds great to me. That was in response to the triplex video. So I said, perfect. If you're ready to look, move forward, you're looking at this before shipping and tax for triplex and balance. That's what I had recommended for her goals. You'll get the $100 3-day reset for free. Plus you get access to the Plexus Go app with home workouts, meal plans. Okay. Are you ready to get started, or do you have some other questions I could answer for you? Now, y'all, all of this is in the Confident Conversation Guide, all of it. You see that she says, hey, I'm ready to get started. Another person, when it was time, she had watched the video and she said, okay, so this is a bundle or do I buy everything separate? I said, it's a bundle. You can get the pink drink and all 3 capsules for a full month for $150. You also get access to Plexus Go, which has workouts and meal plans, all sorts of stuff. Are you ready to get started? So this is in there, but remember, sharing cost comes after educating about the products. Okay, so we've shared costs. They say, yep, sounds great to me. Here's where you're going to share a link, the link to your cart, and schedule a welcome call. Now, if you don't know how to create a link to a cart, that's okay. Whoever helped you sign up, they will know how to help you. There's a very simple graphic with steps to follow. We can help you learn this skill. But here's what I said. Here's a link to my cart that I made for you. Would also love to jump on the phone and connect to go over what to expect when your products arrive. Do you have some time today or tomorrow that we could chat? So I always share the link so they can go ahead and get their products ordered. And then I will say, let's jump on the phone. I want to make sure you're comfortable and confident in how to start when they show up. Here's also where I want to make sure I'm letting them know you can leverage this opportunity to make income, to cover your products, to create a second stream of income, etc. I want to do all of that on the phone. So this is how I kind of get to the point when I'm on the phone with them. All right. 23 minutes. Okay. So in a nutshell, that is kind of what it looks like to start the process of engaging in sales conversations. You have the Confident Conversation Guide to follow, which is where you're going to learn how to ask good questions. It's where you're going to learn how to use tools. What tools do you send? All of that tells you in that Confident Conversation Guide and in the guides and the mentorship. And then the process and understanding that it is a process and it's totally normal for someone to come in and go through that process quickly. It's also just as normal for it to take someone a year or longer to get through that whole process based off of their own objections, their limiting beliefs, their circumstances and situations. So your job is to just show up with energy and new information and encouragement. And that's the only thing you can control. Sometimes we get frustrated if people aren't doing what we want them to do, but y'all, are y'all there? But this is a people business. And so we can't control people. We have to just be, we have to be at their mercy when they're ready. So now we can open this up for questions, feedback, whatever you're currently dealing with. I can kind of give you some feedback on that.
Hey, Chris, I do have a question.
Thanks. Hi.
Hi. So I recently, just out of the blue, I think it was Saturday, I had a girl reach out to me. I sent her first initial message, just the first initial reach out, and I asked her about, if she had any health goals, if anybody had ever talked to her about Plexus before, and she immediately responded with, a girl that's, I guess, lives down near her locally had already talked to her, and then she sent me another message, and that she said that the girl shared the cart with her. She couldn't get the link to work. It was at the end of the month where she tried to get the free reset. She said, but I want to sign with you instead. And I was just like, well, hold on a second. First of all, if something didn't work, then have you reached out to her? Have you, communicated this with her? She said no. She told me her name. So I know who the person is. And she is, I think she's fairly certain she's on our team. But on that, and I'm trying to engage with the girl and I'm trying to tell her, she's reached out to you. Y'all have connected. You want to get on the products. The right thing to do is to message her and to get with her about it. And she viewed the message and then cold turkey, like dead in the water. At this point, my question is, because she's not responding back to my messages and it's only been just a simple 2 days, is it okay for me to reach out to the team member and say, hey, this young lady reached out to me with X, Y, and Z problem? And, is that okay to do? Because I don't feel right signing her up. And I know that's not the right thing, but I also know that there's girls dead set on she's wanting to get started on product, but I don't know what to do.
So the right thing, you're right. The right thing to do is send her back to whoever introduced her. And a lot of the times what I'll do when somebody's like, well, I want to join you. Can I just join you? I'll say, listen, when you join her, you are joining us. Like, we're all one big happy family.
Mhm.
You have access to the exact same support and resources, whether you were under me or my friend so-and-so. So I'm definitely one Plexus, and I'm definitely Plexus Freedom Team. So that was the right thing to do. Good job. I think it's totally fine to reach out and say, hey, Sheena, FYI, matter of fact, this actually happened with Misty and I not too long ago. And so I just would say, hey, listen, so-and-so, I reached out to so-and-so, wasn't aware that you were in a conversation with them. She sounds like she's ready to get started. So I encouraged her. I sent her, my testimony. I think she's good to go. So FYI, you might want to pop back in there and check on her. Totally.
Okay.
Do that.
Yeah, because like we haven't even shared anything like based on like what her health go. Like I know nothing. She
Okay.
knows nothing about me other than what she's seen on Facebook. But she was like, she sent me the cart, but apparently something glitched and nothing's working. So can you just send me your link? And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I just wanted to make sure that it was okay first, like to reach out to the girl that started the initial conversation, because it's only right for her to get credit for that. But I just wasn't sure how to handle it.
Yep, that's what I would do.
Okay.
What else y'all got?
I have a question. So, hi. So I have been sending lots of messages. I'm a little bit further along than everybody else. So the part that I'm getting to now is what type of a message I just send to somebody that I really don't have a way to connect with them. Like they're just friends of friends, people I'm friends with on Facebook, but we've never really, I guess, been friends. So I don't really have see you at the soccer field. I mean, I don't have any of that to kind of go into. So I'm struggling with what I would say that doesn't just sound salesy or pitchy or, hey, come check this out.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's kind of the situation you and I were in. We were total strangers, right? So what
Right.
did I do when I started connecting with you that didn't make you feel like I was being sleazy or slimy or salesy?
I don't know. I probably have to just kind of go back and think about it. Because I know we have so many friends of the same friends. I guess really just kind of asking me because I had been with under somebody else type deal with my sister and stuff that no longer does it. So,
Okay.
and I guess maybe that's part of it. I know I already knew I already knew a lot about Plexus or things about it.
Because your sister
You
was on
know.
the team. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so let's think about it this way. So anybody that I recruit at this point, they're totally cold market, right? Because I'm years
Okay.
into this. So
Right.
when I think about how would I make a connection with somebody who I don't know in real life? Well, here's the thing. People put their highlight reel on social. Like, so if I don't, I mean, that's how I knew to connect with you. I knew your sister, she was on my team.
Right.
But in order for me to make a connection with you where you felt open enough to share with me your health goals, I had to go and see what your life was like. So I went to Facebook, kind of learned a little bit about you. You can basically, that ants, like when you when you meet somebody in person and you're like, hey, tell me a little bit about yourself. I can answer that question for my own self just by going to someone's social media. Like, oh, I want to learn a little bit about Michelle. Let me go and check it out. And I can kind of gain some knowledge. And from what I see you're about on social, I can guarantee you, I put something together like, I see you keeping up with those babies, or, I see that you recently started coming to Shirley, whatever. I can find almost anything, even if all I know is it's you with some kids in a profile picture. That's enough for me to know that kids are busy, you're chasing after them, if we're the same age in life, I can connect on that. If you're in the gym, I can connect on that. So you can find something to connect with just in those first couple sentences, just getting curious about what they've got going on. And there's some examples in that. Let me see if I still have the Confident Conversation Guide pulled up, and I can go and show you, because I think I do. I have some examples in there based off of if you just are friends on social media. Let me grab it real fast if I can. But basically, I mean, what I would tell you is it would be like, like I said, find some way to connect based off of what I've seen on social. And then I would just say, based off of that, based off the fact that I see you keeping up with, those grandbabies, or based on the fact that I see that you're, whatever I see that you're doing, based on the fact that I see that you're into healthy, organic foods like me, thought I would reach out because I know that it's so hard to get what we need from our diet and exercise. And I found something that's helped me. And I just thought maybe you'd be open to looking at it too.
Okay.
Is that helpful or no?
It is, yes.
Okay.
I just need to do a little bit more research. I mean, I guess I've looked to kind of see where they're at, but I guess not really pulled out what I should be pulling out, I guess.
Yeah. And I mean, there's lots of training on expanding your network and recruiting from the cold market. And cold market, y'all, just means somebody that you don't have a relationship with. You don't know them from Adam. And for the most part, especially with where you're at in your business, there's probably still a lot more people in a lukewarm market that you have if we could just expand that. So what I mean by that, you and I became friends. We'd have never met personally, but I wouldn't have considered you cold market because we had connections with mutual people. And so you were really still kind of lukewarm market, but I had to be intentional to go and add you. So what that looks like for me is if I have somebody who has used the products before, but they're no longer using, I'll go look at their friends list and say, okay, who do we have in common? And let me add these people, because there's a good chance that if I know this person, I might have crossed paths with you at some point. So let me go ahead and add you. And when people see that you've got mutual friends, they almost always accept. So that's one way to network. Same thing with like my kids at school or my teenagers. If they're in a group of some sort, a youth group, a class, a sports team, I don't know these parents from Adam, but I will sure go friend them because they know, oh, that's that kid's mom, they accept. And then I now have an opportunity to start engaging on what they're posting. I don't show up in their inbox right away. I start to engage on what they've got going on so that they can be exposed to what I'm sharing. So when I do initiate a conversation, they've already seen what I'm about because of my post, because of my engagement with them, etc.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to take a look into that. I know I was not a huge friend acceptor or friend looker, I guess, for a long time. So I have to kind of change my mindset for that. Part of it was just my previous job. I just really couldn't have a lot of connections. So, so that does make more sense. It does.
Yeah. And it's just a skill set. I mean, I know people that have started this business with 50 Facebook friends. So, I mean, it's a process. And if it's something that you just do a little bit every day, add 3 new friends today, add 3 new friends tomorrow, you'd be surprised how quick that adds up. You can also go and like participate, find a group that you like, whether it's like moms who make sourdough bread, or I just know that's a thing lately, or it's spring. So people are gardening. I'm not gardening, but find a group. There's a million of them, equestrians, anything. There's literally groups for anything. There's groups for
Mhm.
for people who go to Disney World too much. So find a group and participate, and then you can gain friends through there. Just don't try to prospect in the group because I'll get you kicked out.
Right. Okay. Okay. All of that sounds really good. So I got a lot of stuff I can work on. Thank you. Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. And I'm loving the Barney baby blanket behind
I
you.
see. I
Um,
looked, I was like, what is hanging up on that crib? I was like, oh gosh, it's the old Barney.
It's
blanket.
Barney, baby. That's awesome. Good question.
Thank you.
What else, y'all?
I have a quick question.
Hi, how are you, Chris?
Hey, because this happened to me today.
Okay.
So, when Brittany did her little training a couple of weeks ago, and she said, like you said, to join some groups, because I realized my warm market is starting to, slow down. So I have had a lot of ladies reaching out to me, but I do not know these ladies, and I really don't want to friend them because I post stuff about my grandkids and stuff. So, but I was wanting to join them to the gut health and happiness page, but I realized unless they're our friends, we can't do that. Is that
Right.
correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It's just, I don't know them at all. Like I have no connection with them. I mean, other than we've been talking and majority of them seem okay.
Yeah.
I'm just real.
Yeah, and I get that. I get that. Here's what it's just another perspective. If you were in Target with those grandbabies in a buggy and you were on the makeup aisle talking to another nice lady about her favorite shade of lipstick and you guys exchanged pleasantries, I mean, you're not going to not speak because the grandkids are there, right?
No.
They're there, they're out and about in everyday life all the time anyway. You're still able to protect them. And I don't think that I mean, obviously I have 5,000 Facebook friends and 15,000 followers on there and whatever. So, I mean, I don't feel like my kids are in danger if I friend people on there. I do scope them out, like you're saying. Like I check to make sure, do they seem decent? But if I were going to make a post that I didn't want strangers seeing, you can actually edit the privacy of your post to only certain friends or exclude only certain people. So if you wanted to
Okay.
keep a list of
Those
you can even-
people.
yeah, you can even call it cold market but the idea, Janice, is that they start cold market, they start as strangers, but we want to turn them into friends. And you can, I mean, 90% of my team is strangers I've met online that I have turned into real life friends. So it can be done. I think sometimes the internet feels scary, and rightly so. But at the end of the day, when I think about the fact that I take my kids out and about, I meet new people all the time. They're exposed to that. I think it just comes from doing the best that we can. And so is that helpful?
Yeah, no, I think I'll just maybe do the exclude them because it's a small list right now.
Yeah. Yep. And then what you can do is when you create the exclusion list in the privacy settings, it's just one button at that point, and you can always go and add people to it. So if you make it a point to on Fridays, go update your exclusion list, just know that that means that only the posts that you change to friends, all friends, will be what these people see. So you do want to have some posts that aren't just Plexus that you let everyone see so that they can get to know you. They can get, but it doesn't have to be the grandkid post. It can be the gardening post and the cooking post or the scripture post or whatever. So you do want to vary that too, so that they're not just getting inundated with only Plexus and they don't realize that you're about anything else.
Okay.
So,
Thank
I love
you.
people coming to you though. I mean, it's a great sign.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. What else we got? How are conversations going? Those of you that are going through the text to earn system, or maybe you're silver, working towards senior silver, how are you feeling when it's time to sit down and get some reach outs done? What kind of responses are you getting?
I've got several that's sitting on the fence. And when I say several, like I think I've got 9 of them written down. All 9 of them are saying, yes, I'm ready. I definitely want to do this. Let's wait till payday. So I'm trying my best to do my due diligence and stay with the connecting, comment on their stuff, just that even on stuff that's not about Plexus, checking in with them, things like that. But I'm also trying to be more intentional with the business. It's not my strong suit. We know this, but as long as I lean into it, those that are having to wait till payday, those are the ones that need the opportunity even more. So I'm trying to find that happy balance with those potential joins of not be too pushy on the business side and not scare them away, from joining for product.
So what I would do with those people is just get curious. Like, hey, I'm so excited that when payday comes, you're going to be making this investment in your wellness. I'm just curious about something. If I could show you how you could pay for your products this time and not ever have to budget for them in the future, is that something that you'd be open to taking a closer look at? Like, I haven't had to pay for my products out of pocket after the first time I ordered because I was worried about the same thing as you. So if I could show you how I did that, would that be something you want to check out?
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like in the meantime, I'm glad we're going this route, but in the meantime, we have to wait anyway. What are your thoughts on this? Or would you be open?
Yeah, just planting the seed and
Well,
nurturing that
just
and being
get
curious.
asking the question, and then and then stop and let them respond, because a lot of the times what they'll say is, well, yeah, I mean, I'd be open to hearing about that. Or, yeah, but do I need to have my own products first? Or like, it'll get them thinking. And those are the questions. When that happens, Sheena, that's what I would love to see you screenshot it, drop it in that mentorship chat and say, oh my gosh, they said they would be open to never paying for their products again. What's next? Because we're working on a confident conversation guide for the opportunity where we can have some of these real life examples flowing. But in the meantime, those are totally things that we can jump in there and say, oh, right here, ask her this, or right here, this is a great time to plant a seed for this video or whatever. We can kind of walk you through that.
What about one that, and I'm sorry, I keep asking, and I hope I'm not blocking other people. I've got one that is ready for product. Her husband's ready for product. She wants to do the business and she's using words such, she's done her own research on the business. And she's using words like, tell me what it's like. Tell me what you have to do to get Emerald. Tell me about that. Emerald she's using time freedom, that she went to her son's baseball game the other day and she was able to catch the last only 15 minutes of it. And she flat out, she was like, I'm done with that. And her baby's in T-ball. So you're literally talking, beginning stages of this youngin's life, and she's ready to roll. And she hit me up just last night and she said, come payday, she's signing her husband, and she's already talking to people. So before you sign them up on product, can we invite them to these calls on the mentorship, or do they have to be an active customer first?
You wouldn't invite them to the mentorship yet. We're not there yet. We got to build the belief in the product. So with her, I would feed that energy and I'd be like, girl, we can show you how to do that. Let me send you the mentorship webinar that my friend Christina did for busy moms or professionals or whatever. At this point, there's several webinars out there that we've done on the business. They're 45 minutes long. So if somebody takes the time to watch that, you only want to send that when somebody's like eager beaver. Like I'm using the words that she's using, but I would say this is going to light your fire. You're going to love what they share in this video. It's only about 45 minutes long. So when can you carve out time to watch this? Because it should invoke some questions and some conversations for you and I to have that I'm eager to have it with you, but I want you to watch this first. When do you have some time to check this out?
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. It gives you a tool, again, because we don't want to be the expert. So it gives you a tool. When she goes and watches that, then when she comes back and was like, oh my gosh, this is what I need. Like, I'm so here for it. then what I would do with her, if she has to wait for payday, I would do the welcome call out of order. I'd say, cool, that girl that was on that webinar, Christina, let me get her on the phone with us. I know you would love her. Like, I know you'd love her. Let me find out when she's got some time that we can talk. And we can go ahead and have everything lined up. She can already go ahead and be starting conversations that you're giving her feedback on. She can get people in three-way chats with you. Like, you can have things lined up so that payday hits, she's already got her first 5 or 6 ready to roll.
Awesome. Thank you.
Welcome. How are we on time? Oh, it's 8:46. Okay. What else, y'all? Anybody?
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
thank-
For me, I'm having a lot of conversations, even with people that I'm just now connecting with cold market wise. And some people are interested in biting, and just as quick as the conversation starts, it ends like they ghost me. So it's so weird to like connect with somebody and they're super eager to hear, and then they don't open any messages. And then that's when I try to go to their story and comment on their stories and stuff like that, or comment on their posts, and they're not opening anything. And so
Yeah.
that's where I'm having a hard time right now.
Well, that's normal. Again, I would
Yeah.
tell you at this point, I'm a level 10 expert, and that is normal. I probably have, I don't know, 10 of those currently in my inbox right now. It's just normal. So I think that you just don't focus there. You be intentional, like you said. If they've not opened the last 3 messages, I stop sending them, because I don't want, when they finally do open their messenger. And I also don't believe that they're ghosting me. I think that they're ghosting Messenger. It ain't me they're ghosting. It's all of Messenger. That's what I choose to think. It's the same exact effort to think that than it is to think they're ghosting just me. So I choose to think that they're ghosting Messenger. And a lot of the times, if they post something on their wall, I will comment on that. And then the next time that they post something, I will comment on that. And then I'll say, oh, PS, sent you a message. Let me know when you get a chance to check it out. And I'll just remind them that we have a conversation going on. I just don't assume that people are busy. That is the 99% truth all the time. Like, they're just busy. It doesn't have anything. We make up this false narrative that it must be me. They must not want play. Like, that's actually not true. 99% of the time, it's just that they're busy. And so I just will continue to engage when I can, and then I'll move on to the next. I mean, I'll just move on in the flow. And like I said, a lot of the times, especially if you keep being intentional to engage on their stuff, they show back up, and then they're usually like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Most of the time what they say is I suck at Messenger. A lot of them don't even have it on their, like, the app. They only go through on they're just not used to it. They're
Right.
just, yeah. So
I get that.
Yep.
And it's definitely mindset, like you said, like trying to not think of like the worst possible case scenario for it.
well,
It's
I
not a
would
me
think-
problem.
Yeah, well, if you're thinking that it's you and it's personal, then it's going to make you carry this heaviness. And I just don't, I mean, I know for a fact that people are extremely successful at this. I know for a fact that this is all a normal part of the process. So before I was an expert at sales, and listen, sales is the only thing that I'm an expert at. Okay. There's so many other parts of this business that I'm not an expert at. And I don't even know that I think I'm an expert. I think Brittany has just told me so many times that I'm an expert at sales. But I don't want you guys to think you have to be an expert at everything. It's the only thing that I think I'm great at is probably sales here, but I'm working on everything else. But I say all that to say, I know that there are people who are crazy successful and that they all go through the same thing. And so if it's not personal for them, then I'm not going to make it personal for me. If I know that this is normal and 100% of people experience this exact same thing, then it can't be personal. It can't be personal. And so that thought serves me, and it allows me to operate at my highest potential. The other thought that, oh, it must be me, that steals from me. It doesn't serve me. And so I am very intentional to mind my mind. I mean, to a fault. Like, And like, that's easier for some personalities, I think, but I don't like the feeling of heavy or like I'm done something wrong or I'm not doing something right. And so I pick the thought that makes me feel the way that I want to feel. And when I learned that I had the power over my thoughts, we really do get to choose our thoughts. That's what freed me, because I didn't like feeling at the mercy of my thoughts. But I didn't know that I had an option, but you do have an option. It takes just as much energy to take this thought captive and replace it. The thought of it must be me, they're ghosting me. That takes energy. It also takes energy to think this is not personal. This is normal. It happens to everybody, and it doesn't have anything to do with my future success. Same energy. This thought serves me. This thought steals from me. So, but it's a process, Raven. Like it's an everyday. I wish once you learned how to conquer your thoughts, it was like done and on to the next, but it's like a daily thing. It's kind of like marriage. Like today, I love my husband. He's just the greatest thing ever. Tomorrow, he's going to be on my nerves again. Like, why can't this be all the time? Because you have to choose your thoughts. Choose your thoughts.
Very right. Thank you.
You're welcome. What else? Don't let me run into team call. Anybody have any other questions? That Mentorship 1.0 chat, that is a perfect place to screenshot questions. Like, hey, this girl said this, what do I do next? Hey, this person, I thought she was ready. You know, she said that, what do I do now? It's a great place to go and ask questions that everybody could learn from. So be sure to utilize that.
Christina, I have one question.
Hi, Nancy.
So how you doing? So if I had somebody who couldn't jump on tonight, I know this is recorded, but are they allowed to join next Monday if they didn't do tonight? Okay,
For
I just
sure.
want to make sure that it wasn't
yeah.
like the beginning of the month or, just how
No.
it worked.
No, I mean, yeah, we kind of created these to not have a start and finish, just to kind of be evergreen. Obviously, I mean, we're going to drop the recording in the mentorship chat. So if she wants to catch up, not a requirement, but if she wants to, she totally can. Next week's call is about follow-up and objections. And so actually, I think next week it might be social media. I don't know, but either way, it's evergreen. It's they're not in any particular order. They don't build upon.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Welcome. All right, guys. So I am going to give you a couple minutes back before team call. I'm going to go potty. If you are already senior silver, and you're working for gold, there is the team call at 9 o'clock tonight on going gold and why that is such a big deal. If you're not yet silver, that call's probably not yet for you. But if you are silver or senior silver, I would highly encourage you to stay, not on this Zoom. It's another Zoom ID, but Brittany is going to be bringing fire with that call. So I'm excited for that. Thank you guys for investing your time tonight. We will be here next Monday again, 8 o'clock with another 20 minutes of top tips, tricks, training, and then open feedback. So as you're going through things this week, pay attention to what you're thinking or feeling and bring that up next week. Like, hey, I noticed that when it was time for me to do my post, I struggled with this fear, or I wanted to reach out, but my mom rolled her eyes at what I was going to say, or like bring us anything that we can help you work through, because you guys, it's normal. It's normal to have fear and doubt and all excitement. It's all normal. So let's just normalize all the things and work through it together. That's what we're here for. Okay. See you guys after a while. Bye.